Welcome to another CTV Sports presentation. CTV Sports is brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick, GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn, Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star guiding the way. By St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, We Care. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair's Ace Hardware. And by CTV, Community TV in Marine City and St. Clair.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to CTV, Cable Channel 6. I'm Brad Robbins. I have the opportunity to sit solo again tonight here and bring you some Varsity Boys Basketball action as the Saints, coached by Mr. Sean Sherrill, bring in the Tars of Anchor Bay in the MAC tournament first round. Gonna eventually turn it over to Mr. Denny White for the national anthem and the introduction of players, and I believe that will be sung tonight by a St. Clair High School student. Take it on down to him. We'll be back for some MAC tournament action in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and face the flag? Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America this evening with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Clair High School welcomes you to tonight's varsity contest between the Tars of Anchor Bay High School and the Saints of St. Clair High School. Tonight's starting lineups in the spirit of sportsmanship read in alternating fashion, beginning with the Tars. Senior, number 14, Josh Greenberg. For the Saints, senior, number 1, Ian Jensen. For the Tars, senior, number 24, Evan Victor. For the Saints, senior, number 10, Mario Madsen. For the Tars, junior, number 25, Jay Smeltzer. For the Saints, senior, number 11, Logan Pietrkowski. For the Tars, junior, number 32, Ethan Schwartz. For the Saints, senior number 13, Ben Davidson. For the Tars, senior number 34, Justin Schutz. For the Saints, sophomore number 14, Sean Donaldson. Anchor Bay is coached by Jim Barnes, assisted by Chad Giron. John Lesko, Dave Iskovan, Ryan Suprick, and Todd Culling.
All right, there you have it, the introduction. Lots of coaches on both staffs, lots of expertise, lots of years amongst them. Exciting night to be in the St. Clair High School gymnasium as the Saints and Tars kick off their journey toward a MAC tournament championship. This being the second year the Saints had the opportunity to host. They're the host conference, but they're also the #1 seed from the MAC Gold. They come in after clinching outright against a Warren Woods Tower team that was mighty talented. They were 9-1 in the MAC Gold, and they're 12-4 overall. The Anchor Bay Tars come from a division above in the MAC Blue. They come in with a 5-5 record in the MAC Blue and 9-7 overall. Lots of parity in that league. All the indications are this game's going to be a close one and that the Tars might be better than the record indicates, and we're underway. The Tars control the tap, aggressive defense by the Saints. We're playing basketball here. Tars on the floor, Josh Greenberg, Evan Victor, Jay Smelzer, Ethan Schwartz, and Justin Schutz. Be interesting to see right off, jumping off the page here, is how the Saints choose to contend with the size of Schutz, number 34, not only height-wise, but size-wise. Right now going with Sean Donaldson. Donaldson joined on the floor by Davidson, Matson, Jansen, and Pietrkowski. It's been their normal starting five throughout this year, and nothing's changed here as we move into the stretch run toward March. Saints turn the Tars over. They control. Donaldson, top of the key. Little dribble handoff movement. Have Davidson as the high screen for the Cutters. Matson drives one-on-one. Gonna get a held ball. He's tied up in the paint. Good aggressive take by Mario. Saints will inbound, baseline out of bounds. Pietrkowski feeds Davidson. Davidson in the paint. Goes hard, can't get it. Schutz with the rebound. Schutz kind of leads the break here. Guy with some size who can handle the ball a little bit. Saints go with their staple of man-to-man defense. Donaldson defending. Pietrkowski tips the ball away. And then Ian Jansen gets the steal and an assist back to Pietrkowski for the first bucket of the game. 6:36 to play in the first quarter. Saints strike first. It's 2-0. Good pressure here by the Saints. Diagonal pass. Good recovery there by the Tars. Shot fake 14 in the lane. Greenberg with the first bucket for the Tars. Both teams intent on applying pressure on the perimeter. Getting the equipment timeout as a player from the Tars. Looks like Schutz needs to tie his shoes. Saints are going to regain possession. Sideline out of bounds. Saints try to dump it inside. Donaldson to Davidson. It's tipped away by the Tars. Schutz again with a recovery, leads the break. Right back to him at the block. Greenberg goes to it. No good. Good defense there by the Saints. Matson on the run. Scoops it back. Davidson from 15 feet. Got it. Smelzer works on Pietrkowski. Smelzer drives. Fouled. Well, that's going to be on Logan Pietrkowski from behind. And it is. It's going to send Jay Smelzer to the line. Pretty familiar face over on the Tar sideline commanding their bench. Jim Barnes, longtime Richmond coach, spent some time at Cousino, so has had plenty of meetings with Coach Sherrill. They know each other quite well. Smelzer gets both, ties the game up 4-4. Mentioned that the Tars come in from the MAC Blue, which is I'll say a level above. That's also the division that highly ranked New Haven is in. Nobody beat them in the league, and then the rest of the league was really, really even. I think there were 4 or 5-5 teams, the Tars being one of them. So a lot of parity in that league, and I think that reflects that the Tars probably be pretty strong here tonight. Looks like they're going to play a little zone here. Ian Jansen tries the corner, can't get it. Donaldson, some tough luck there, trying to get position on a rebound. It goes out. Greenberg controls it for the Tars, kicks to Smelzer. Smelzer for 3 won't go. Pietrkowski rebounds for the Saints. Some dribble handoff action. Matson tries the paint, gets in, good strong take. Gets the bucket, gonna go to line and shoot one. Saints checking into the game here. It looks like Disselrath, Dombrowski, and Matt Eisenhart coming into the game. Probably worth mentioning, Troy Disselrath recently awarded the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, combining, character, athletics, and academics. Congratulations to him as he checks in, and Mario Matson completes his 3-point play. Saints apply pressure. Full court press. Deflection there by Disselrath causes a turnover. Matson completes the steal and leads the break. Dumps it off to Dombrowski. Double clutches and gets it to go. Garrison Dombrowski with a feed from Mario Matson. Smelzer works on Disselrath. Saints with these subs have brought a little different tempo. They wanted to use some fresh legs to apply pressure, and right now it's working. Davidson drives and kicks. Matson working with the left hand again on a little bit smaller Greenberg. That time gets it picked away. Schutz goes right at Eisenhart, one-handed, can't get it. Kind of an awkward finish. Good job by Eisenhart defending without fouling there. Davidson's going to try a 3, gets it to go. Kind of an impromptu handoff, but also worked as a little bit of a screen. And it looks like the Tars are going to call a timeout and talk about it, because I'm certain that Ben Davidson showed up plenty of times in the scouting report, and so did that dribble handoff, and he cans his first 3. Early on, takeaways here. Saints being aggressive on both ends, which has been something they've done all year long, and early on you've got Mario Matson going to the basket, trying to make some things happen. They bring in Eisenhart, Dombrowski, and Disselrath off the bench, and immediately apply a press and go on a little run. So 12-4 Saints, 3:26 to play in the first quarter. And Jim Barnes and the Tars are talking about it. See what kind of adjustment they can make, and see if it prompts Coach Sherrow and the Saints to try something different to mix up looks. Dombrowski's going to get popped for a holding here, I believe. Official on the near side calls the hold. Dombrowski trying to pressure on the press. Smelzer controls for the Tars. Davidson and Disselrath, impromptu trap there, can't get anything out of it. Over to Swartz. First action there for Tristan Lisco for the Tars. Gets a touch. Greenberg with it now for the Tars. Disselrath working on him and man. Ball's loose. Smelzer picks it up. Frantic pace here. Saints doing a good job of defending, making the Tars uncomfortable. It's visible, and they're going to get Dombrowski again. Puts his hands on twice. It's going to be his second one in a short amount of time. One of the things we've seen out of Garrison Dombrowski time and time again is that when he comes into the game, he comes in with that purpose. He wants to come in and play, and he knows that Coach wants him to be physical. So the fact that he's got 2 fouls doesn't really change what they want him to do. Smelzer controls. Davidson comes up, tries to get a steal. I think he's going to get caught with a foul. Officials seem to be trying to set the standard for what's going to be a foul. They don't want people hand fighting and grabbing, and that's okay. Players that just need to adjust. Plenty of ways you can pressure without fouling, and that seems to be what the Saints are going to have to do. You want to play that style. A lot of pressure. Schutz tries to knock it off the defender, Matt Eisenhart, in time, but does not. Gets a 5-second call. Great job by the Saints coming off of the foul to get a turnover. 2:40 to play in the first quarter. Saints up by 8. Turnover here by the Saints. Errant pass goes out of bounds. Looked like it might have been deflected, but possibly a second time, so the Tars will control. Schutz inbounds. Ethan Date with it. Now Ethan Schwartz controls. Date again. Smelzer drags his feet. They're going to get him for a travel. After a nice clean early start by both teams, it's been a little sloppy here in the last 30 seconds or so, trading turnovers. Madsen controls, kicks to Davidson. The Tars have looked to be, who were in a zone early, have switched to a man-to-man. Scouting report said that's what they were going to run. I don't know if Coach Barnes was trying to change what they're doing and look a little bit different to Coach Sherrill's staff, but I don't think he liked the way that was going, and switch back to what they've done all year. Into the game for the Saints. Brady Delores going to give Mario Madsen a blow, and number 24, Evan Victor, checks back into the game and replaces Tristan Lisco. Good feed there by Troy Disselrath. Matt Eisenhart can't get the puppy to go, and Tars lead the break the other way. Schutz with it for the Tars below the block. Maybe gets away with a hook there. Davidson fires from 3, gets it. So as the Saints kind of stalled on offense for a while, the go-to guy who they expect to pick him back up, Ben Davidson, takes matters into his own hands and fires from long range and gets it to go. And then on the other end, Jay Smelzer answers for the Tars. Pace picking up here. Both teams trying to move, play a little offense. Dombrowski, back rim, can't get it. Eisenhart taps, won't immediately rebound, but Troy Disselrath gets a piece, and then Davidson recovers to Eisenhart, who hits a 3 of his own. Good to see Matt Eisenhart get into the action early and make an impact. Ethan Schwartz handling and then passes off to Smelzer. Ethan Date with it. Tars with good perimeter ball movement, being methodical. Smelzer looks to work Davidson, pulls back, long 3, way short. It's a tough shot. We have 4 new Saints checking into the game. It'd be tough to catch up with all these ones. We got 4 Saints and 4 Tars coming in. Donaldson, the other Dombrowski, Pietrkowski, and Jansen join Delore on the floor. 18-6 Saints. Donaldson drives baseline, tough body angle, can't get it. Good defense there by number 24, Evan Victor, cutting off the lane, making it tough on him. Ethan Date with it, looks inside, can't get it. Victor now on Pietrkowski, tough pass. Date with a long fire, 2 seconds left in the quarter. Nice defense there, and the coaches are out to greet the Saints as they do a nice job in the final possession of that quarter. Saints lead 18-6 as we move into the second. We'll take a moment to have a word from our sponsors here on CTV Channel 6, St. Clair Saints Varsity Boys Basketball.
There's so much more to the car buying experience at St. Clair Chevrolet Buick GMC.
With pickup and delivery to your home or office. 100% price match guaranteed.
Even free loaners with service work.
Because we really do care in St. Clair.
Right now, you can get a full-service oil change with a 27-point safety inspection and a car wash for just $29.95.
We really do care in St. Clair. Exit 257 off I-94.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way, member FDIC.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. CTV Channel 6. I'm Brad Robbins. Have the opportunity here to bring you some St. Clair Saints Varsity Boys Basketball as the Saints are hosting the Tars of Anchor Bay this evening. Currently going into the second quarter, leading 18-6. Probably worth mentioning if you're somebody who's getting on YouTube and watching these or watching them on cable Channel 6, that the last couple times I've had to sit up here and put the headphones on by myself. If you've got the will to come and sit next to me and want to talk hoops at some of these upcoming games, let us know. Be glad to have you. Offer your expertise or give it a shot. Moving in here to the second quarter. Saints did a nice job pushing the pace. Pressure defense, as it has all year, has kind of guided us to a healthy 12-point lead. Tars are going to inbound here. Ben Davidson with 8 early points, and then spread across the board for the Saints. Jace Melzer is pacing the Tars with 4 of his own. Ethan Victor with it. They're going to catch Ethan Date with an illegal screen. Probably a good call from where I sit, and it's going to go back to the Saints. Tars back into man-to-man defense. Saints using Ben Davidson on the block, trying to get him post touches instead of keeping him out on the perimeter. He has had some early success on the perimeter. And right there, he gets popped for a 3 in the key. Violation, and Saints will turn it over. It'll go back to the Tars. Saints applying their full court pressure. Lots of run and jump here. You see Pietrkowski comes over. Evan Victor with it now, works on Donaldson. Donaldson, arguably the Saints' best defender. Saints real versatile in that way. When they run their man, we talked about this repeatedly, they have the ability to switch, and that's kind of how they do it. Apply the pressure, get turnovers, and right there they get another one. Coach Barnes knows that this game will turn quick. They're not meeting the standards that he has set for them, so Ben Davidson gets another 2. That gives him 10 on the night already, and Coach Barnes wants to talk it over with another timeout. I'm sure, as pleased as the Saints are right now, it's probably the exact opposite on the Tars sideline. It's forcing the Tars to use early timeouts, but I'm certain that they feel like if they don't get some of these things shored up, it being 20-6 now, things could kind of turn on its axis and not be recoverable. So probably a good choice to use some timeouts. Get your starters back into the game. Just a quick talk there as the teams rejoin the floor. Justin Schutz going to inbound for the Tars. Saints continue to apply the pressure. Deep pass. Really nice overhead pass. Really nice play by Ethan Schwartz. He missed, and then a gutsy rebound. And unfortunately, Carter Dombrowski was trying to get rebounding position and took out his legs, and that'll be a foul. That's his first foul, 5th for the Saints. The Tars to inbound from underneath their own bucket. Floater in the lane, attempted by Michael Harper, hits the heel of the rim. Doesn't go, and now Smelzer controls. Offensive rebound there for the Tars. Another good take there. Greenberg goes hard to the bucket. draws another foul on the Saints, and he's going to go to the line this time,
St. Clair
shoot a couple.
foul, number 41, Carter Dombrowski, his second, team sixth.
It's a sixth on the Saints, so anything the Saints do now is going to put the Tars at the line outside of a player control foul on the offensive end. Something to be mindful of if you're Coach Sherrill and the Saints, 6:52 to go in the second quarter, and the Tars are in the bonus. You know they'll be aggressive. Greenberg gets the first. The second rattles around and goes. Greenberg gets 2. He and Smells are accounting for all 8 points, 4 apiece for the Tars. Good tap pass there by Donaldson. And a nice reverse layup by Carter Dombrowski. Ball skipped to the corner. Three-pointer long, no good. Donaldson with a good rebound, and as he turns around to control, he gets clobbered. So a physical game to start with. Lots of bodies on the deck, and kind of fits both of these squads quite well. Neither team will be in a hurry to shy away from a little contact and aggressive play, and that's what we're getting here tonight. Tars going to apply a little pressure of their own. Saints do a nice job to break it. Davidson in the paint can't get the little floater to go. Officials confer and conclude that it went off of the Tars' feet. It's going to stay with the Saints. Davidson works on the block, no look pass. Kind of tricked his own teammate Ian Jansen. They're going to get Donaldson here with a blocking foul, and it's going to send Ethan Schwartz to the line.
St. Clair foul, number 14, Sean Donaldson, his first.
That started at the other end with Davidson controlling the ball at the block, trying to feed with a no-look pass. Goes off the hands of Jansen, goes the other way, and Schwartz with a nice aggressive take to the rim. Donaldson tried to get in position for a charge, just wasn't meant to be, and Schwartz is at the line. Scotty Selleck, Mario Matson check in for Ian Jansen, and Carter Dombrowski. See if that changes the look for the Saints at all. Schwartz can't get either, but Johnny on the spot as Michael Harper gets another possession for the Tars. It's a couple times now in a row that the Tars have come down on an offensive trip and been afforded multiple opportunities to shoot. Good defense on the take there by Harper, by Scotty Selleck, who just entered the game, forces a tough shot, gets a rebound. Ball kicked out of bounds. Goes back to the Saints, and Evan Victor is going to check in for the Tars and replace Michael Harper. Saints getting organized. Selleck just entered the game, can't get the 3 to go. Piechakowski rebounds, wisely kicks back out. Was in a good spot, but probably didn't have a good shot, being that he was overmatched in terms of size. Davidson tried to take and couldn't get it. Now Smells are in the Tars' control. Cutter, Schwartz, and he's going to get fouled, and the bucket's going to go, and he's going to be back on the line.
St. Clair foul, number 14, Sean Donaldson, his second.
Donaldson picks up his second. That changes some things for the Saints a little bit, in that Donaldson often draws that best player assignment for the Saints. We mentioned earlier that the Dombrowski brothers have a little more carte blanche to come in and start beating on some people and getting some fouls. Donaldson doesn't have that luxury, but often pushes that limit. So hopefully we'll see what Coach Sherrill does if Donaldson can be smart and stay off of that third foul. Tars have visibly increased the defensive intensity. Matson with an ill-advised pass. Schutz gets a piece of it and turns him over. And Evan Victor tries to bring the ball up against Piechakowski, and Piechakowski wisely changes pace, makes a crafty move, and draws a foul. and he's going to go to the line. Just something we've come to expect out of Mr. Pietrzakowski. It's kept him as a consistent and relied upon starter, somebody who's just guessing. I have no facts to back this up. I would guess he's averaging 6 to 7 points a game, and they're just all huge impact points. Gets big steals in the open floor. Excellent defender. Plays with an edge. Splits that pair. Coach Barnes is lobbying for a foul call. Let's see if it got noticed here. Smells or drives, dishes off to Schwartz. Schwartz gets his shot blocked, and the official on the far end, nearest Barnes, does call a foul. It's going to put Schwartz at the line. So it appears that maybe some of his lobbying worked, and we have an Anchor Bay foul shooter. Schwartz, first foul shot, hits the front of the rim, rattles around and goes in. Number 30, Jake DeCossin checks in for the Tars. Troy Disselrath, Matt Eisenhart check back in for the Saints. They did a nice job in their first rotation with 4:29 and a 10-point lead. They check. Anchor Bay doing a nice job on cutters, coming through the paint, being physical. Saints having a hard time getting clean looks. Tempo's picked up, intensity, buy-in for the Tars. A little bit different than it was in the early going, and the Saints turn it over. Momentum shifted a little bit here. Saints continue with the full court press. In terms of guards, though, you can see already that the Saints clearly have more depth. We've seen a lot of different names out on the perimeter and all the same names for the Tars. But the Saints have been on the short end of the foul calls here, as that's their 10th, and there's 3:45 to play in the second quarter. And Schwartz finds himself on the line again. Ethan Schwartz has been aggressive going to the bucket, and he's been pretty good up until that point, shooting his foul shots. Evan Victor's going to come in and replace Justin Schutz. And Coach Sherrow opts for a 30-second timeout to talk things over. Tars did a good job. I think early on they tried to run a zone and maybe throw off the preparation of the Saints a little bit, being that they've run mainly man throughout the year. And that didn't work. They went to the man and it picked their game up a little bit, but I think what was good is they extended that man-to-man pressure and worked it out into a press and a trap, and with the size of Schutz at the top of that, it slowed the Saints' offensive game down just a little bit. It allowed them to get out on shooters, so they've slowed the Saints down in that regard as well. And the Saints' defense has put them in some spots where they've had to foul. That pressure has forced them to try to recover on the back end and put the Tars on the line like they are now. Still a 10-point lead, 23-13, but be interesting to see if the Saints pull back a little bit of that pressure in light of the foul trouble. Schwartz gets the second, has 6 points on the night. Tars opt not to full court press. Straight man-to-man on the half court. Touch for Ben Davidson at the bottom. He kicks to corner. See, the Saints are intent on using that matchup. I think they feel like they've got a good thing going with Davidson down low and working on Schwartz. Selleck is short. We have an injured Tar. It looks like we got a bloody nose. Number 30, Jake DeCossin, who checked in just a moment ago. The officials stopped play for blood. Selleck did rebound the basketball, so I believe they will maintain possession. Sean Donaldson checks back in for Scotty Selleck. Davidson lost control but tapped it away. regains it. A fleur-de-lis three, gets it to go. That's deep. Ben Davidson continues his hot shooting. Tars really doing a pretty good job of limiting his looks, but not much you're going to do about that. There was somebody in close proximity, and he hit it from 23 feet away. Gets it to go and kind of breaks a drought for the Saints. Looks like Swartz trying to work on Davidson in game position is going to get called for a hook. That's going to be their 6th foul, so no shortage of calls. It's going to be both teams shooting fouls on every whistle now, or shooting shots, excuse me, with 2:56 to play in the half. Kick back to Davidson. You know he's looking for a shot right now. Disselrath for 3. His back rim, no good. I think they're going to get Mattson here for a push. On that rebound, it's going to go the other way. And as I mentioned earlier, every whistle is pretty much going to result in 2 foul shots for the Tars. And Swartz, who's pretty familiar with the 15-foot stripe, is back there again. First one's up and good. Perfect pair. 26-16, Saints lead. Donaldson from the corner. It's long, won't go off the backboard. In the right spot at the right time. Just unfortunate for the Tars. Ben Davidson catches with a clean putback. Eisenhart and Mattson with an impromptu trap. Disselrath joins, and he's going to get called for a foul for reaching in. And in what's become the theme of the first half, another whistle and another Anchor Bay Tar at the foul line, this time Josh Greenberg. This goes off the back rim, can't get it. Ian Jansen checks for the Saints, Matt Eisenhart, and they are also joined by Logan Pietrkowski, who gives Mario Mattson a blow. Justin Schutz checks in. Gives the Tars a little bit of size here on this ensuing defensive possession. Greenberg splits his pair. He's up to 5 points this evening. Davidson controls for the Saints. Kind of fakes a shovel pass to Logan Pietrkowski. You knew he was chomping at the bit, was Ben, to get another look. I think he was 3 for 3 from 3 up to that point, and good shooters want to get the ball back and put it up when they're hot. Saints hold the Tars to a one-shot possession. Pietrkowski with some fancy footwork. Gets a decent look at the rim, had to adjust and missed, but Tars knocked it out of bounds. It'll go back to the Saints, and Tristan Lisco checks in for Evan Victor for the Tars. Backcourt's it to Davidson, who controls. 1:40 to play. Saints up 11. Davidson with a strong, aggressive take. Gets hit on the elbow. And Saints really kind of built their strategy early on getting the opportunity for Mattson and Davidson to take drives. Anchor Bay did a decent job of kind of foiling those efforts early, but they got to go back to that. And right here you see Davidson draws the foul and gets his first foul shot to go. Garrison Dombrowski checks, gives Sean Donaldson a break. Donaldson holding those 2 fouls, as are a couple of Saints, seeing as they're over 10 for the half. Looks like Brady Delors awaiting the second foul shot, indicating he will come in and give Ben Davidson a break. with 1:21 left in the second half. You may see him back. Pietrzakowski defends, forces middle, back to all those helpers who can run and jump. And the tempo just bothers the guards of the Tars into turning them over. And we've seen that a couple of different times as well. And Davidson going to check back for Delore. I said you might see him back. I didn't know it was going to be in 8 seconds, but there he is. Coach Shera wants him on the offensive possession. Schwartz being physical with Davidson at the top of the key. Dombrowski drives, kicks out, goes through the hands of Troy Disarath. Brady Delore is going to check back in for Ben Davidson. Doing offense, defense here for the final minute and a half. Keeps Ben fresh, but also keeps him out of any foul trouble. Saints continuing to pressure. Schwartz controls. Tough pass. Nice catch by Greenberg. Corner catch by Smelzer. Thought he was going to shoot it. Shot fakes it. Justin Schutz. Drives, spins. Maybe one extra step, and it looks like the official on the baseline was going to call a foul, but the official on the diagonal here by the logo got him with a travel first. Probably a good call. Happened before any fouls took place. Davidson checks back in for Delore. 30 seconds here. Saints probably going to go for one if they can try and control. Davidson working one-on-one on Schwartz. He's got 5 seconds to operate. He kicks out. Jansen's going to fire. That's going to be no good. It's tough. It may have gotten bothered. I'll say bothered, but possibly deflected by the Tars. The Saints, after 1 half of play, lead the Tars 30-17. Lots of fouls in the half, but nonetheless, a 13-point lead as they head in. Make a couple adjustments, come back here for the second half, and try to move on in this MAC tournament. We'll be back for the second half in just a moment.
Enjoy the We Care experience at St. Clair Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram.
During the 2018 Auto Show event, lease a Ram 4x4 Bighorn for $116 a month.
Jeep Compass, $116 a month.
Even a Dodge Charger for $108 a month. Plus, we have the best price guaranteed.
Best service after the sale.
Best value for your trade-in.
And the most friendly professional staff around.
We appreciate your business.
It's all about the We Care experience.
Exit 257 off I-94.
Murphy Inn, Restaurant, Spirits Hotel, all in St. Clair. Before or after the game, stop at Murphy Inn. Different specials every day. Happy hour 2 to 6 daily, and 7 vintage hotel rooms. Half off large pizza every Monday, karaoke on Wednesday and Saturday, live music on Thursday and Friday. Murphy Inn has private dining area for showers and family parties. Murphy Inn, Restaurant, Spirits Hotel in St. Clair since 1836.
All right, welcome back. Second half of St. Clair Saints Varsity Boys Basketball here on CTV. I'm Brad Robbins, joined by nobody up at the headphones here at St. Clair Gymnasium. The Saints lead 30-17, 13-point lead, brought about by some aggressive defense, and that did put the Saints in a little bit of foul trouble, so they're going to have to shore that up. But given the fact that the Tars were in the double bonus very early in the second quarter, I think about 6:56 to play, Saints kind of weathered that storm and are in control of the game. Going to have to continue that, fight off that storm that you know is coming from any opponent who walks into the gym and is down a little bit. Saints have been a great second half team all this year. Done a really nice job of holding on games that they had leads in and then expanding on small leads. So an experienced group and MAC Gold champions, the #1 seed in this MAC tournament. So hopefully they can continue that success. And they're going to inbound here against the Tars. It looks like the Regular starters are back out for the Saints and the Tars. No adjustments by the coaches. So we're underway, a little second half basketball. Saints control. Tars impromptu trap here on the wing. Justin Schutz comes up with it. Nice job by Coach Barnes and the Tars to get an aggressive play to begin with. Schutz in the area for a layup. Can't get it, rebounds and draws a foul. So the Saints rack up their first foul here with just 17 seconds into the second quarter. So the theme of having that fouls line filled continues. And Schutz gets his first to go. Saints were paced in the first half. Ben Davidson had 17 points, and then Matt Eisenhart, Logan Pietrzakowski chipped in 3. Matson and Carter Dombrowski and Garrison chipped in 2. They spread it out. Davidson had a good shooting quarter, or excuse me, shooting half. Going to get Davidson in the open floor here with an illegal screen. I think he's got a couple. He's got 3, something to keep an eye on. Saints are going to have to be delicate with him, and I'm certain that the Tars are going to look to go right after him. Smelser controls and over to Greenberg. Good perimeter ball moving all the way back around, and Smelser gets it again. Greenberg again, 17 feet, perfect. That's his 6th and 7 points tonight. Pietrzakowski reverses course, gets that tipped. Schutz with a real nice play. Regains control and throws it off of the nearby Saint. Really nice play, good hustle by Justin Schutz. Tars inbound, facing pressure. Little miscommunication. 2 Tars really in close proximity. Both of them get confused and the ball gets thrown out of bounds. It'll go back to the Saints. Davidson trying to post Swartz down low. That's been something they've been trying to do. Donaldson with a really nice take. Gets 2 of his own. He saw Ben down there. Ben cleared, went to the corner, and allowed Donaldson for the good drive. Held ball out on the open floor, and since the Saints controlled the opening throw-in sideline, they'll get the possession arrow. The Tars will. Ball bobbled and then stolen by Mario Matson. Swartz for the Tars. Back tips him, regains possession. Now Justin Schutz. Spin move and a lefty scoop and score. Makes it 30-24, I believe. Donaldson with another aggressive take, just 30-22. Veteran scoreboard keeper Bill Duro faster than my eyes on the layup by Schutz. So a 10-point lead, 6:08 to play here in the third quarter. Donaldson with his 2nd consecutive aggressive take to the basket gets Schwartz his 3rd foul and will put Donaldson on the line shooting 2 shots. First one goes. Donaldson, just a sophomore, found his way into the starting rotation very early on and never relinquished that spot. Aggressive defense, timely aggressive offense, improved foul shooting as you see there. Really been an impact player and will continue to be that over the next couple of years here in the Saints uniform. Nice tip away, Matson controls. Cross-court pass with Logan Pietrzakowski's feet set. Back rim looked good the whole way but didn't go. Tars have 3-on-1, led by Smelser, dumps it off. Greenberg couldn't get it from 2 feet. The Saints rebound, pretty fortunate there. Pull up, Davidson can't get it, it's just short. Donaldson with another big rebound and a kick out. Davidson aggressive take, bodied by Schutz, draws a foul. Schutz in the right spot, but jumped early and Well, the law of verticality didn't cover him there, so he's going to draw his first foul of the game. So not in any trouble, but that's the Tars' second. Puts the Saints leading scorer at the line. Can't get the first. Scotty Selleck's going to check. Evan Victor's going to check for the Tars. Selleck replaces Pietrzakowski. Victor's going to replace Ethan Schwartz. Davidson looking to have the pair. Does it. Gives him 18 on the night. Saints staying aggressive on defense. Using Davidson with those 3 fouls more in a backcourt role, not up front where Disarath and Pietrzakowski are operating, having Selleck up there now. Official blows the whistle. Gonna get Donaldson way away from the play, calling it on the pass with a push. That's his third. Did a nice job getting his second pretty early and playing through it, playing smart. Something to watch for as he and Davidson both have 3 and need to be cautious. Smelser kicks Ethan Date from 3. Can't get it. Matson boards. Dribble handoff, another aggressive take. Sean Donaldson having a nice aggressive beginning to this second half. He's got all 6 of his points and they're early going in the first half of the third quarter here, providing a spark for the Saints. Corner 3 for the Tars, second trip in a row, early 3. Coach Barnes is shaking his head. I'm not sure they want to increase possession. Scotty Selleck from 3 rattles around and gets the home roll. And all the momentum right now is on the Saints sideline as their coaches come out to greet them. Coach Barnes wisely calls the timeout. Scotty Selleck, who was a little bit cold early, had those shots that were just short, gets that one to go. And we've said this a lot about Scotty Selleck. He'll be the guy that as they go into the tournament play here and the Saints have some not only MAC tournament aspirations, but some district title aspirations and a trip to the regionals in mind. He's the guy that's going to have to come in and give a spark off the bench. He's got a little bit of scoring prowess. He can get hot, so hopefully he can start to do that here. Him and Matt Eisenhart, guys who maybe don't have as consistent a game, but are capable of getting hot and making a big impact. So as we jog our way toward March and the games become more meaningful, it'd be nice to see those guys contribute, maybe get hot at the right time. Winner of this game is going to play the winner of Lakeshore and Cousino. If the Saints win, they're going to host and play that game on the 20th. Right now in control by 18 points, so unless something changes, maybe come on out on the 20th and watch the Saints play either Lakeshore, who we've had this year and is in our league, a really nice team, or Cousino, nice big school from Macomb County. Haven't seen them this year, but got to imagine they're a pretty good squad. Davidson with his back to the ball, spying any cutters. He's going to defend Victor on the open floor. Got to be careful with the 3 fouls. Run and jump for the Saints. Good rotations, falling back in a man-to-man defense on the half. Nice pass there by Smelser as he gets it over the top of the outstretched fingers of Sean Donaldson into the hands of Justin Schutz. Puts all the guys in gray jerseys in a bad spot. Puts Justin Schutz at the line. Fouls charged to Scotty Selleck, who came over to try and help. Just his first, so no trouble there. Schutz gets his foul shot to go. Can't get a second. Matson rebounds. Matson quietly working on a 10-rebound game here tonight. We've said that a lot. Donaldson splits 2 defenders, goes right at the much larger Justin Schutz, and Schutz blocks his shot, and then Ethan Date shuffles his feet on a pass. He's going to get charged with a turnover. Saints will control. 3:42 to play. Saints 40, Tars 23. Troy Disserath controls for the Saints. Disserath from the corner gets a three. Mentioned him earlier, had a good rotation. Those are his first 3 points of the night, but really nice job coming in off the bench. Always guards the ball, brings the press, brings a little energy in there. It's a nice big bucket. Continued pressure, putting yourself at risk a little bit. If you're Coach Shara, that comes with the territory of wanting to pressure on the full, right out there in front of everybody to see. Get caught hand fighting a little bit. You're going to get more of those calls. Risk reward if you're St. Clair. Tries to bounce it off the legs of Scotty Selleck, who jumps right over top of the basketball. It's a turnover, and Davidson controls. He's working on Evan Victor. Little clear out there, and then swing over to Donaldson. Screen and roll action with Matson. Nice defense by the Tars. Selleck on the spot, makes a nice play. He's got 5 as he comes off the bench and in short order makes an impact. Picks up the loose ball, and him being left-handed was able to shield himself away. That's high percentage for Scott Selleck. Substitution here. Garrett McDonald's going to check in, and that might be the first time that we've seen Smelzer come off of the floor. Interesting to see how the pressure bothers the substitute guards here. Sean Donaldson draws his 4th. Right out in the open floor, Garrison Dombrowski lifts from the bench, hustles into the game. Dombrowski's going to come in and have the tall task. Tough matchup for him. Guarding shots out on the open floor. Good ball movement. McDonald now with it, his first action that I've noticed today. Shots into the lane, draws a couple of bumps. I think they called that on the floor. Gonna get Garrison Dombrowski, and that, even though it was on the floor, is a 1-and-1 as the Saints here in the third quarter, just like in the first half, find themselves with a little bit of trouble in the foul column. And the Tars are back in the line as they are in the bonus. Garrison Dombrowski with 3 fouls. Schutz gets both. Saints lead is 20. 45-25. Tristan Lisco draws a foul with nothing going on. Almost a dead ball foul. I'm not quite sure what the infraction was. Nonetheless, going to give the Tars 3 team fouls. Davidson, who had an excellent first half. Matson trying to drive by, and Greenberg trying to be aggressive defensively, bumps into him, bad positioning, and
Greenberg is first.
high screen and roll with Davidson. Look down to the block. Davidson with a good advantage over Ethan Date. Good feed to Dombrowski, then out to Logan Pietrzakowski, and there's an assist for 20, Dombrowski, and a three-point bucket for Logan Pietrzakowski. Saints applying pressure, bothering the Tars again. All the momentum squarely on the shoulders of the guys in the gray shirts. They lead by 23, minute 40 to play in the third quarter. Date over the top to Garrett McDonald. Ethan Date with it again. Kristen Lisko back to Greenberg. Saints continuing with their man-to-man defense. Haven't come off that at all, just a little run and jump in the full. That was a big change. Schutz can't get the short one to go, but tapped out and controlled again. He'll try again. He gets Davidson up in the air, draws a foul, gets that one to go. That's a big play from the standpoint of fouls on Ben Davidson, because I think he might have to park it for a moment here, because that's his 4th, I believe. Matt Eisenhart, Troy Disserat check in. A contingent of starters join the Tars. I think if you're Coach Barnes and you look up and you have the opportunity to make this a 20-point game, as they do here, and you have Davidson on the bench and Donaldson on the bench and some substitutes in for the Saints. If you're Coach Barnes and the Tars, this next couple of minutes is really important in terms of gaining some momentum and getting some defensive stops and some scores on your own. Saints on the flip side of that need to do what they do, control, use their depth, not try to do too much. Selleck got it. Scotty Selleck continues his hot shooting in this half. Can't say enough. A good look, feet set. Saints have shown that they like to shoot on that side of the floor. It's won them a league title. A little hotter shooting in the second half, and it's Scotty Selleck tonight making that second half contribution. Good aggressive defense out front. Tars kind of lackadaisically went after what was going to be a backcourt violation, and Saints more apt to get on the floor and go after it. And then they knocked it off of Jay Smelzer, and now they're going to control. Eisenhart thinks about it, thinks better of it, rotates the ball. Pietrkowski changed the direction. Selleck shuffles his feet, and that's a turnover. Go back to the Tars. 4 seconds to go in third quarter, 51-28. Saints lead. Saints sag off just a little bit so as not to get beat over the top. Smelzer catches. Doesn't seem to be aware of the time. And after 3 quarters, a nice quarter there for the Saints, kind of expand the lead and take even greater control of a game that they already had well in hand. The lead is up to 23. We'll take a quick break, come back for fourth quarter action of this MAC tournament after a word from the sponsors of CTV Channel 6.
Neiman's Family Markets, from produce, deli, bakery, meats, or even bagels. Neiman's Family Markets. They have it all on Kearney Drive in St. Clair. Neiman's Family Markets. St. Clair's Ace Hardware in the Riverview Plaza is now open 7 days a week for your shopping needs. Everything you need from auto supplies, wiring, paint, craftsman tools. St. Clair's Ace Hardware has picnic items, a complete gift department with candles and more. Don't miss the specials on Valspar paint. St. Clair's Ace Hardware in the Riverview Plaza.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. St. Clair Saints Varsity Boys Basketball here on CTV. Saints out to a 51-28 lead over the Anchor Bay Tars here in the MAC Blue versus Gold tournament. I guess I should clarify, it's divided. If you have the opportunity to look at the bracket, you'll see that they divided the leagues, and the Gold plays up against the Blue. The Saints hosting here as the #1 seed in that tournament, as they were the champions of the Gold division. And they've drawn the #4 seed in the Blue, which is the Tars. Winner will go on to play either Lakeshore or Cousino, and it looks like it's going to be the Saints right now. If something drastic changes, I'll let you know. But if they do win, they'll play here on February 20th. That's Tuesday, right after midwinter break. So the guys will be working hard over the long weekend and hoping to advance. They're able to win that one the They'll play at a neutral site. I'm saying that in air quotes, as they'll have to go to Grosse Pointe North and probably get a look at the New Haven Rockets, for here in Northern drew them in the first round tonight. Dombrowski, right out of the gate, gets a corner three. Garrison Dombrowski. Pietrkowski in the open floor. Draws a foul. Here we are 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. The Saints have played a really nice brand of basketball, but they've worn out the whistles here tonight as the Tars have spent a lot of time at the foul line. Smelzer can't get that to go. Schutz using his size, gains an advantage over Eisenhardt. Really nice job there by Schutz. Stays with it, gets the lefty scoop to go. Schutz has had a real nice second half. He's got 11. Saints have been able to kind of play around their foul trouble. You've had Donaldson and Davidson in some foul trouble tonight. They're both on the bench right now with 4. Saints move the basketball, look down to Eisenhardt. He works on Schwartz. Can't get much to go. Dombrowski diagonal. Selleck's been hot this half. Tries again, can't get it. Schwartz going to rebound for the Tars. Smelzer goes on the attack, gets in the paint. Looks like a clean block from Eisenhardt. I don't know who they're going to get here. Oh, they call Eisenhardt for a foul. Tough luck call. Looked a lot more like it was a partner in the lane. Smelzer's shot is short. Coach Sherrow taking issue with, I think, the number of fouls that the Saints have, and it does appear, at least at this point in time, that the score is impacting the hand check calls. The Saints are having to endure a little more physical play from the Tars than maybe in reverse. Disserath gets his feet set. That's going to be long. It's deflected by the Tars and goes back to the Saints. We got 5 guys checking for the Saints. It's going to be Carter Dombrowski, Brady DeLore, Mario Matson, Ben Davidson, and Sean Donaldson. The last 2 that we mentioned with the 4 fouls. So 6:28 and a 24-point lead. They don't have to be super cautious, but the next one's going to end their night. So going to have to be smart enough. Long gun by Carter Dombrowski. Backcourts it to Brady DeLore. Matson to control. Greenberg tried to swipe from behind. Matson pump fakes, gets 2 Tars in the air. Knocks down the little 4-footer. Gives Mario Matson 4 on the night. A lower scoring output night for him, but he's been aggressive and done some nice things. I'd venture to guess he's got around 10 rebounds. That time not tall enough to beat Schutz in spite of good position. Schutz having a real nice second half. Been impressed with him. Sure, Coach Barnes is wishing they could have had him this active in the first half. Nonetheless, stepped it up, and he's got 13 on the night. Missed the opportunity to feed inside to Davidson. Davidson catches outside, gives a look to Matson. Matson feeds a cutter. Nobody home. Davidson with a take, draws a foul. Nice scoop, gets it to go. Hoop and harm. Gives him 20. Goes to the line for an opportunity to pour in his 21st. Tristan Lisco going to check with Garrett McDonald and Ethan Date. They're going to replace Schutz and Greenberg and Smelzer. It's a little bit of an indication at this point in the game that he's trying to get some other guys some minutes, is Coach Jim Barnes. 5:32 to play. Big 3-point play there for Davidson. And this is a little bit about building depth for both teams, more than it is about what the outcome of this one's going to be. Schwartz right back to Garrett McDonald. McDonald with a very pronounced shot fake move with the basketball. Tristan Lisco banks it, gets it to go. Davidson opts to try to dump it down to Delore, turns it over. Donaldson, nice defense there. Doesn't draw his fifth, gets a stop, but the Tars recover and control. They're going to get Donaldson with a push. And that is going to be his fifth. Jabiro is going to make his way in for the Saints. This is his first action of the evening. Donaldson, a little bit disappointed. I don't think he even recognized that as a foul. Nonetheless, he was pegged early on and gets a 4-minute and 40-second early exit. Garrett McDonald is at the line. Shooting the double bonus. First one won't go. Second is perfect. Garrett McDonald, 5'10" junior. Davidson controls. Saints also in control. Delore with a long three, can't get the bank to go. Jabiro with a hustle play, rebound. Fans excited about it. Delore tries again, what the heck, got that one. Delore makes the adjustment, knockdown three. Brady Delore off a big play by Christian Jabiro. Steps in, gets an extra possession. Brady Delore makes the Tars pay for it. Errant pass by Swartz goes out of the bounds. Almost gets me into the action. Saints back in control of the basketball, well in control of the basketball game, 62-35, halfway through the fourth quarter. Getting close to that point where, as I look across, and Coach Sherrow and I were thinking the same way, you're probably going to see an exit of any remaining starters on the floor, namely Ben Davidson. Got to keep guys healthy. Last thing you want as a coach is somebody able to question why somebody was in the game and rolled an ankle when you were up by 27 points. So a large check-in on the floor for the Saints. Ian Jansen, Christian Jabiro, Scotty Selleck, Garrison Dombrowski, Matt Eisenhart. Saints doing what they do, though, sticking to their identity. Expectations are high, full court pressure. Selleck had a nice second half so far, getting some more action. Saints being conscious of where they put their hands. Christian Jabiro, lots of energy. Good athleticism out of Jabiro. That's always evident when he comes into the basketball game. Provides a good defensive spark, gets after it. Doesn't quite have the offensive prowess as some of the guys on the two deep, but certainly no lack of effort, being rewarded for that. I'm sure if he's bringing that at practice, he's very valuable and earns these moments. Forces Ethan Dayton to an errant pass there. Saints take over again. Saints looking for a possible back cut. Tars playing well off. Jabiro fires from long range, can't get it to go. Dombrowski gets the Saints another opportunity. Clears Jabiro out. Looking for a quick look again. Jabiro doesn't try that one. Eisenhart going to get a touch. Beats Swartz to the ball. Jabiro from regulation three. Gets it to go. Gives the Saints a 30-point lead and gives Christian Jabiro 3 points in the book. Ian Jansen, I know that you can't hear me right now, but you're the only guy without a bucket. So let's go. You got 2:25 and you're on the court. Hopefully we can get everybody in the scorebook. Dombrowski pressures. Bureau, who just knocked down the threes, had a couple nice possessions here defensively. Dombrowski bothers McDonald. Jansen with pressure on Ethan Date. Eisenhart steps in front of the pass. Selleck trying to control, gets bumped, no call, but controls it anyhow. 1:46 to play, Saints lead by 30, 65-35. Jansen drives, kicks, but doesn't get through the mess of Anchor Bay Tars in the middle. Saints will control. Selleck from short range. Actually a tough area to shoot from for high school players, that real mid-range between 12 and 15 feet. Not a shot you practice very often. Rattles around and won't go. Tars rebound, gonna work out the clock here as much as they can and get a good look. Minute 20 to play. Michael Harper in danger of 5-second call. Fortunately for him, he doesn't get it. Jansen dumps it off. Selleck rattles one through, it won't go. Selleck tries to recover the basketball, but steps out of bounds. Probably worth noting, the girls basketball team is MAC silver champions this year, undefeated in the MAC, 14-2 overall. And they're moving along in this MAC tournament. Had the opportunity to cover their game the other night. A contest they won handily over Madison Heights Lamphere, 54-8. You don't have to fact check that, that's real. And they had the opportunity to play Clawson on Saturday in the MAC Tournament Championship for the girls. That's this Saturday, 2 days from now, at Marysville High School. I believe that game begins at 1 o'clock. So if you're watching and want to go out and watch the MAC Tournament Finals, those are stacked on each other, 1, 3, and 5. Our girls play Clawson at 1 o'clock. Carter Dombrowski checks in for Scotty Selleck. Delore is going to replace Ian Jansen and ruin my dreams at having everybody score. 1:02 remaining. I can't imagine this lineup will change. And then once again, with this game and the outcome settled here with a 29-point lead, the Saints are going to move on and host their next game. We don't know who their opponent's going to be. It'll be either Warren Cousino or St. Clair Shores Lakeshore, who we have hosted in a couple of good basketball games this season. So that'll be a tough one to try and move on for the opportunity to play, likely play the powerhouse that the New Haven Rockets are, and that game would be at Grosse Pointe North, should it get that far. Garrison Dombrowski off of another nice feed. He's got 7 tonight. Saints continue to pressure, stay with their identity, stay with the things that they do. They never really take their foot off the gas pedal. They just keep bringing guys at you. Swartz, probably some tired legs. Can't get it to go. Carter Dombrowski feeds, little underhand scoop to Matt Eisenhart. His shot's long, won't go. Garrett McDonald behind the back, inbound save. Michael Harper's just gonna chuck it, why not? Can't get it, back rim. Eisenhart with 7 seconds left can just dribble out the clock. He's gonna get bothered by Ethan Date. But that's gonna do it, folks. That's gonna move the Saints to 13-4 on the year and drop the Tars to 9-8. The Tars are going to the consolation bracket. The Saints move on. They'll be here on February 20th, which is Tuesday. We'd love for you to come on out and watch, but if you can't, catch us on CTV, Channel 6, and if you want to be my partner up here at the table, give us a call, let us know. We'd love to have you. Once again, I'm Brad Robbins. This is a Saints victory by 31 measly points over the Tars. We'll see you again on CTV, Channel 6.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick, GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. North Star Bank, guiding the way. By St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, We Care. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair's Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City and St. Clair.